Secondary sources. These are the sources who themselves don't use the news but pass it on, called secondary sources. Examples are tip-offs, police reports, comment by some authority on an incident, etc. Usually secondary sources are not much reliable and presentation of the same is based on the interpretation. Social media as a news source. According to a survey by Ask Your Target Management in 2012 on breaking news via social media in America, it was found that only 23% of people found their news from social media. Observations comprises of what you are saying and what you are reporting. The skilled observer used their senses, which are eyes, ear and mind, with notebook and tape recorder, and always tries to provide information with facts, figure and accuracy. The key to becoming a reasonable observer is to become more profound rather than being on the surface. Next is research. Research is unearthing facts from documents to an extent and collaborate information. Press conference, usually called to provide any statement or to make any announcement and later on allow reporter to ask questions. Telephone can be of use to take a bite or for entire interview. It also helps to reach out people who are too busy and sometimes to get confirmation about the previous information. Exploring background. For being good journalist, one must have curiosity, courage and compassion. When one decides to report any story, issue, incidents, he or she needs to make inceptive decision about scope, broadness and depth of the story. Before deciding to cover a story, journalists also need to be determined the way to do it, as it works as a guideline for reporters as they begin to jump in a veritable sea of information and discover the suitable source. Before delivering any story, background research is must to be done. There are many possibilities for background research. To know about the flow of information, one can talk to people informally. We can see internet as it is a vital source of information nowadays. If the reporter is looking for a good starting point, he or she can simply Google it. Before the era of internet, reporter wanted to look any information. In that case, they preferred libraries. Even in the era of electronic data, some material is only available in the library or print. When a reporter decides to cover any story, he needs to go through all newspaper articles which have been covered till date and also the source of story. Reporter must go through all data available on any issue with the help of internet, library reports, archives and most important interviewing people who are involved in that. Number 2, create sources. What if there is no source available for developing story? In such cases, journalists have to create sources. This is the next technique of news gathering. When no ready-made information is available, in this case, journalist has created information to satisfy the information craving of their audience. Creating involves exploration, collection, verification, authentication, and presentation of that information. There are various styles of creating sources. Drawing the information from humans. Only camera can't cover all aspects of story. There is a human angle too, which adds a spark to every story. This angle can be eyewitness, the affected party, person or authority who is giving facts to the incidents. Every reporter needs to maintain contact book, nourish them with attention, trust and understanding. Build a long-term relationship with the source. Sometimes it can be of the whole career. A good journalist always respects his or her sources. Finding and developing sources is a crucial element of drawing a good story. of human element. A journalist must be alert at any time. If one is aware and alert, he or she started feeling information while taking and observing things. The reporter should have or develop a contact book which should have detail of primary sources as an expert participant of an event decision maker who can provide a hint of the source or document. How to list out source? Usually journalist has two type of source. One who present you authenticate information on any issue and others who provide you with a new account. If reporters are going ahead with a new storyline, then it is little bit difficult to list out the source for this. Brainstorming in this case is the right approach. Which human angle can he or she come up with? One should talk to a wide range of people. Nowadays, social media is one of the biggest platforms to get news like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They can be used to search official informations also. The technique of sponsorship can be used in which one source can be asked for other people who can provide information relevant to the story. While listing sources, sometimes they can ask you for an anonymity in such cases. Its story should be cross-checked with another source too and ensure the accuracy of information. Unless it is clear to individual of source, journalists are not allowed to give assurance of anonymity. In case of anonymity, the journalist should keep source name, address and contact number in record so that in case of any dispute, emergency, they can be called up.